we have seen that tutoring is incredibly effective. And that's the most important thing. It's the most effective intervention that can be provided for students, especially those who are falling behind in some specific area. Our own internal data is showing that with 2 months worth of tutoring, if students receive 16 to 18 sessions over 2 months, they're growing 5 to 6 months worth of growth, right? So we're seeing, close to a triple, acceleration of growth. And that's assuming they had been growing at a grade level benchmark previously, which if they're in the tutoring program, they were probably, getting less than 2 months of growth every 2 months. And we're getting that up to 6, because it turns out when you get students in small groups, and we go from 1-to-1 up to groups of 3, and you use a placement screener to figure out their instructional level as opposed to their grade level, so that you know the level of instruction that they're at, and then you work with them in a real methodical way, in a phonics-based model. It's really effective at closing gaps. Right? It's incredibly effective at closing gaps, because a second grader who's doing, kindergarten level work will learn it much more quickly than a kindergartner at that same level. So you can catch students up if you take the time to do it really deliberately. But a second grader that's just getting the second grade stuff and nobody's taking the time to step back and do phonics with them, then they'll have a lot more trouble ever filling those gaps. And so being able to intentionally figure out where they are and then methodically move them through, it is very effective. Our data shows it. It lines up with some of the new national data coming out around how powerful tutoring is.